In verse 17, it says, his disciples remembered that it was written, zeal for your house will consume me. Thomas Watson, the old Puritan, defined zeal this way. He said, zeal is a fixed affection, a compound of love and anger. It carries forth both love to God and our anger against sin in an intense degree. Again, I have to tell you, for those that may think that Jesus was a little over the top, Jesus is never overly anything. Jesus is never overly anything. He's perfection. So my question for you, friend, do you have an overt, obvious, obedient zeal for God's house? Can you say, like Jesus, I have a zeal for the glory of your house? Now, if you call the Bridge home, you know that the church is the people. Ecclesia is the people of God. This is not speaking directly to the people, but to the house of God. And I would suggest to you, at the close of Christ's ministry, it becomes very clear that we are the house of God as well. So there is a very real connection here. But I want to ask you, does the glory of God's presence, his place, and where his people gather, do you have a zeal for this? I want to ask it to you in a very applicable way, very personal. What are you doing to bring glory to God through this place? What are you doing? What part of your life carries the signature and the glory of God that says, this light will shine brighter because I am pouring out my passion for Jesus? Friends, Jesus talks about the temple as his Father's house. Where you attend church, where you be church, that is in very real context, your parallel. And I ask you, we use a high school. What are you doing? What part of you is poured into this place so that the light shines brighter into the darkness? And let me just tell you, if you come here and you don't pour in, then this isn't really something that in your heart of hearts you think of as your house. You think of it more like a hotel. Yeah, it serves the same purpose. But if I'm not pouring in and I'm not contributing, I'm just using it. And I really like it because everybody cleans up after me. Everybody takes care of me. Friends, do you have a zeal for God's house? If you had a zeal for God's house, you wouldn't ask, how much should I give? You'd ask, how much should I keep? You'd see this as his and not yours. I was moved this week as I thought and prayed through this. You know, there are a few things in our culture that stir more negative angst and emotion than if you talk about a deadbeat dad. Everybody kind of, oh, those guys, oh, bad dad. Well, I can tell you, as one speaking on behalf of the Father, he's about fed up with all his deadbeat children. I want you again, wrap your head around that. Deadbeat children who just take, and think that because they're in a building that they're bringing glory to God. It's about the heart, friends. If you don't get anything else from this passage, get that Jesus is about the heart. And the heart is going to be tied, and its story is told through your time, your talent, and your treasures.